First of all, thanks for being here in my YouTube channel and day number 1 revision for IBPS PO Prelims. So we have decided to make a video on 28 types of equation. So friends, equation is one of the most important topic for IBPS PO Prelims exam. So you should not make single mistake on the topic equation. And remember that most of the IBPS PO exam, not most, all the IBPS PO exam, you can see only the quadratic equation, simultaneous equation, which we have already posted. But in case if they ask any different types of equation, then you should not feel that we have not learned that. So that is the reason why we have posted 28 different types of equation, and here I am not at all going to waste your time by just finding x value, finding y value, then comparing. So I am not going to do that. You know how to compare all the values. Only thing, you should learn how to find the factors for all the 28 types of questions, right? So friends, let me move on to all the different types of equation question, and here we are going to find only the factor for one expression. Question number 1. X square plus 4x is equal to 0. So friends, the equation looks so simple, but not to make any mistake, right? Why? Because what some students used to do is they used to write like this: x square is equal to minus 4x, then cancelling x, and they used to write x is equal to minus 4. No, it is exactly wrong. Friends, listen here. The highest power is x square. If the highest power is x square, then definitely you should have 2x values, right? If it is x cube, then you should have 3x values. If it is only x, then you should have only 1x value. Got it? So here, listen here friends. So in the first two term, I am going to take x as common. So if you take x as common, then it becomes x plus 4 is equals to 0. So finally one value, that is x is equal to 0, and the second value x plus 4 is equal to 0. So finally the factors are x is equal to 0, then x is equal to minus 4. So type number 1 equation is so simple, but you should not make a mistake. So finally we got an answer, that is x is equal to 0, then x is equal to minus 4. Type number 2. So x square minus 7 root 3x plus 35 root 15 is equals to 5 root 5x. So friends, listen here. Here it is root 3, right? But here it is root 5 and here it is root 15. So first of all, let me split this root 15 in terms of root 3 and root 5. So friends, I am just going to write this equation as x square minus 7 root 3x. So when we bring this term towards left hand side, it becomes minus 5 root 5x, and now I am going to split this root 15 as plus 35 root 5 into root 3. Root 5 into root 3 will be root of 15. So finally we converted all the values in terms of root 3 and root 5. So friends, totally there are 4 terms, right? In the first 2 term, I am going to take x as constant, x as common, right? So here this becomes x minus 7 root 3, and similarly here it is minus 5 root 5x plus 35 root 5 and root 3. Root 5 common. So let me take 5 root 5 as a common, right? So friends, minus of 5 root 5. So this becomes only x, and minus of 7 root 3 is equals to 0. So friends, got it? So x into x will be x square, x into minus 7 root 3 will be minus 7 root 3x. And here minus 5 root 5 into x will be minus root 5 of x, and minus into minus will be plus. 7 into 5 will be 35, root 5 into root 3 will be root 5 root 3 will be root 15. Got it friends? So these are the steps are most important. So first of all, split this root 15 in terms of root 3 and root 5. So finally take a common value, right? So friends, here we got x minus 7 root 3 one term, and the second term will be x minus 5 root 5 is equal to 0. So finally x minus 7 root 3 is equal to 0, then x minus 5 root 5 is equal to 0. So we got x is equal to 7 root 3, then x is equal to 5 root 5. So one value, the one factor is 7 root 3 and the second factor is 5 root 5. So finally we got the factors, right? So root 3 should be taken as 1.7 or something. Then similarly root 5 can be taken as 2.1, because 2 square will be 4. So 2.1 or 2.2. So friends, listen carefully. In this type number 2, you should learn one simple concept, that so here it is a root 3 and here it is root 5. So in order to bring this root 15 in terms of root 3 and root 5, so we are writing this root 15 as root 5 and root 3. Then after that we are just taking a common values. Type number 3. So minus 1 divided by x square minus 3x minus 28 is equals to 1 divided by 30. So friends, here the denominator is a quadratic equation. So first of all, let me do one thing. Let me cross all the values and simplify this into a proper quadratic equation. Let me cross this. So minus 1 minus 30 will be minus 30, right? So 1 into x square minus 3x minus 28 will be x square minus 3x minus 28. So finally this can be written as x square minus 3x. When we bring this minus 30 towards right hand side, it becomes plus 30, and here it is minus 28 is equals to 0. So this equation can be written as x square minus 3x plus 2 is equals to 0. So friends, finally we have converted the equation into a proper quadratic equation. Now finding the factors will be so simple, right? Here it is plus 2, and before x square there is no constant, so this 2 can be written as 2 and 1. 2 into 1 will be 2, but here it is minus 3, so minus 2 minus 1. So when you multiply both the numbers, resultant will be 2. When you add both the numbers, the resultant will be minus 3. But while writing, you need to change the sign. So the factors are x1. Here it is minus 2, but while writing plus 2. And similarly here it is minus 1, but while writing it is plus 1. So finally we got the factor for type number 3 equation, that is x1 is equal to 2, then x2 is equal to 1. Type number 4 equation. So 4 divided by x minus 3 is equals to 5 divided by 2x plus 3. So friends, first of all, if you find an equation like this, simplify this equation into a proper quadratic equation or a linear equation. Then try to solve it, right? By keeping a value as it is, solving this equation is not at all possible. First of all, let me simplify this equation. Listen here friends, in both the term, let me do one thing. Take LCM as x. So when we take LCM as x, this becomes 4 minus 3x is equals to, and right hand side part will be 2 divided by 2x plus 3. So friends, now let me cross this, right? 4 minus 3x. So 4 minus 3x into 2x plus 3. So when you cross this, 5 into x will be 5x. So friends, totally there are two terms. First of all, keep 4 as constant, multiply with the two numbers, right? And next is keep minus 3x as common, then multiply with two numbers, right? So friends, 4 into 2 will be 8x, 4 into 3 will be 12. Minus of minus 3x into 2x, 3 into 2 will be 6, right? And x into x will be x square. Then minus 3x plus 3. Listen here friends, minus 3 into plus 3 will be minus 9. So minus 9, and x into 1 will be x. So minus 9x is equal to 5x. So finally, let me do one thing. Simplify all the x terms and x square. Let me write this as minus 6x square and minus 9x and 8x. So this becomes minus x. And when you bring this 5x towards left hand side, it becomes minus 5x plus 12 is equals to 0. So finally this can be written as minus 6x square minus 6x plus 12 is equals to 0. I think let me multiply this equation with the minus so that it becomes a proper quadratic equation. So completely I am going to multiply this equation with minus, right? So minus 6x square becomes 6x square, minus 6x becomes plus 6x, and here it is plus 2, and it becomes minus 12. So finally we converted the given equation into a proper quadratic equation, that is 6x square, 6x minus 12 is equals to 0. So now we need to find the factors. So before x square we have a constant 6. So initially you need to multiply 6 into 12. So these are the techniques you already know, but listen carefully. So this step is most important, right? So 6x square plus 6x minus 12. So I think we can directly take this as minus 12 and 6, because when you multiply both the numbers, the resultant should be minus, right? When you add both the numbers, the resultant should be plus 6. So let me do one thing. This can be taken as plus 12 and minus 6, because when you multiply both the numbers, the resultant will be minus. When you add both the numbers, the resultant will be plus 6. But before x square we have a constant 6, so divide by 6, and this becomes plus 2 and this becomes minus 1. But while writing you need to change the sign, that is important. So finally we got a factor x1 is equal to minus 2 and x2 is equal to plus 1. So here it is plus 2, while writing change the sign. Similarly here it is minus 1, but while writing it should be plus 1. So finally we got the factor for type number 4 equation, that is x1 is equal to minus 2 and x2 is equal to plus 1. Type number 5 equation. So 4 root 3 x square plus 5x minus 2 root 3 is equal to 0. And this equation looks like a proper quadratic equation. Why? Because x square, x and a constant. So it is a quadratic equation, and before x square we have a constant 4 root 3. So first of all you need to multiply this. 4 into 2 will be 8. root 3 into root 3 will be 3. So finally we got 24. So now we need to find the factors. So when you multiply both the numbers, the resultant should be minus 24, right? Because here it is minus. When you add both the numbers, the resultant should be 5, right? So let me take this as 8 and 3, and here we need to get plus 5, right? So plus 8 and minus 3. When you multiply both the numbers, the resultant will be minus 24. When you add both the numbers, the resultant will be 5. But don't take this as a factors, because before x square we have a constant 4 root 3, right? So you need to divide this by 4 root 3, and similarly you need to divide this by 4 root 3. So I think we can cancel 1 4s are 4, 2 4s are 8, and here we can't able to cancel anything. So friends, while writing a factor, you need to change the sign, right? So x1, here it is plus 2 divided by root 3. So this can be written as minus 2 divided by root 3. So x2, so here it is minus 3 divided by 4 root 3, and this should be written as 3 divided by 4 root 3. So friends, if you want to simplify this, you can simplify the second factors alone. Why? Because some students feel difficult to convert this root 3 in terms of 1.7 something. So let me do one thing. This can be written as x2 is equal to this plus 3 can be written as root 3, because root 3 into root 3 will be 3, and the denominator will be 4 root 3. Here we can cancel root 3 and root 3. Now it becomes x root of 3 will be 1.732 divided by 4. So finally we can say that x2 factor will be 1.7 divided by 4. So friends, don't take approximately as 1, because in some cases you will make a mistake. For root 2, take as 1.4, right? Don't take it as 1.4. Root 3, 1.7, right? So finally we got the factor of x1 will be minus 2 divided by root 3, and x2 will be 1.7 divided by 4. Type number 6 equation. 6x plus 3y is equal to 7xy, and 3x plus 9y is equal to 11xy. So friends, this equation, which we used to call it as a simultaneous equation. Why? Because by using both the equations simultaneously, we need to find what is the value of x, and also we need to find what is the value of y. So friends, simultaneous equation has two types. One is, in the right hand side it will be only a constant, right? 6x plus 3y is equal to 7. Similarly 3x plus 9y equal to 11. But this is a second type of simultaneous equation, because in right hand side we are seeing xy, right? Okay, so friends, if you need to solve this equation, first of all you need to consider this as equation number 1, and this should be equation number 2. So try to eliminate any one element. Let me do one thing. Here it is 6x, right? And here it is 3x. If I need to eliminate the value of x, then I should multiply the second equation by 2. So first equation is 6x plus 3y is equals to 7xy. And this is the equation number 2, and equation number 2 I am going to multiply with 2. So if I multiply this equation with 2, 3x into 2 becomes 6x, and 9y into 2 will be 18y is equals to 11 into 2 will be 22xy. So finally here it is plus 6x and here it is plus 6x. So let me multiply the second equation in terms of minus. So minus minus minus. So finally we can cancel both the x term, and 3y minus 18y becomes minus 15y. And here it is 7 and minus 22 becomes minus 15xy, which is most important. Don't write 15 alone, right? So 7 minus 22 will be minus 15xy, right? So here we can cancel minus and minus, 15 and 15, and also we can cancel y and y. So finally the value of x becomes 1. So after finding value of x, so you can substitute the value of x in equation number 1 or equation number 2. That is your wish, right? So I am going to substitute the value of x in equation number 1. So 6 into 1 becomes 6, and here it is 3y is equals to, so when you substitute the value of x is equal to 1, this becomes 7y. So finally this can be done as 6 is equal to 7y minus 3y. So 6 is equal to 7y minus 3y will be 4y. So finally y is equal to 6 divided by 4. So y is equals to 3 divided by 2. So 3 divided by 2 will be 1.5, and x is equal to 1. So finally we can say that the value, that is x less than y. So when simultaneous equation, there are two types of simultaneous equation. So that is a right hand side part will have only constant, that is taken as simultaneous equation number 1, and simultaneous equation number, that is type number 2, is at the right hand side you can see xy, the new term. So finally we got type number 6 equation, that is x less than y. Type number 7. So 12 divided by root x minus 23 divided by root x is equal to 5 root x. and here both the denominators are same, which is root x. So let me take a common denominator as root x, and 12 minus 23 becomes minus 11 is equals to 5 root x. So when you cross this, so minus 11 is equal to 5 root x into root x, and root x will be x, right? So this can be written as minus 11 is equal to 5x, and x is equal to minus 11 divided by 5. So finally we got the factor for this type 7 equation, that is x is equal to minus 11 divided by 5. I think the answer will be 2.2 something, right? So finally we got the factors. Type number 8 equation. So root y divided by 12 minus 5 root y divided by 12 is equals to 1 divided by root y. And then both the left hand side term where the denominator is same, so let me take common as 12. So this becomes root y minus 5 root y will be minus 4 root y is equals to 1 divided by root y. So you can cross this, right? So minus 4 root y becomes y is equals to, when you cross this 12 into 1 becomes 12. So y is equal to minus 12 divided by 4, so minus 3. So finally we got the factor y is equals to minus 3 for this type number 8 equation. Type number 9. So root of 289x plus root of 25 is equal to 0. So friends, the equation looks so simple, but students will, what they used to do is they used to write this as 17x plus 5 is equal to 0, then they used to write this as minus 5 by 17. Is this correct? It is wrong, friends. Listen carefully. You need to concentrate the x carefully. Listen here. If it is, the term is like this, root of 289x plus root of 25, then you can solve this as 17x plus 5 is equal to 0. But here the root is common for both the terms, 289x, right? Both the terms the root is common. In this case, what you need to do is root of 289x is equals to, bring this plus root of 25 towards right hand side, it becomes minus root 25. Now take square on both sides. If you take square on both sides, this becomes 289x is equal to 25, so x is equal to 25 divided by 289. So finally we got the factor of x, that is 25 divided by 289. So not to make a mistake, so just carefully watch this value of x, whether x is inside the root or x is not inside the root. Type number 10 equation. So 7y cube is equal to minus of 15 into 2 plus 17y cube. So first of all, let me simplify this equation. So 7y cube is equal to 15 into 2 will be 30. So minus 30 plus 17y cube. I think when we bring this minus 30 towards left hand side, it becomes plus 30, and here it is 17 cube. So when you bring this 7y cube towards right hand side, it becomes minus 7y cube. So 17y cube minus 7y cube will be 10y cube. So finally y cube is equal to 30 divided by 10. So y cube is equals to 30 by 10 will be 3. So we got an answer, that is y cube is equal to 3. Similarly, they used to give another expression which consists of x term, and there we get x cube is equal to 9. Then comparing will be so easy. Don't write this as cube root of 3, because if you write this as cube root of 3, then some students will feel difficult how to find the cube root. So better keep the value as it is. Y cube is equal to 3. Then while you are solving the second expression, definitely you will get a value in terms of x cube. Then comparing a value becomes so easy. Type number 11 equation. So 25 divided by x square, 12 divided by x, 9 divided by x square is equals to 4 divided by x square. So I think first of all, let me do one thing. We can simplify this equation into a proper quadratic equation, right? So I think this can be written as 25 divided by x square minus 12 divided by x plus 9 divided by x square. When you bring this 4 by x square towards left hand side, it becomes minus 4 divided by x square is equals to 0. I think minus, that is plus 9 by x square minus 4 by x square becomes 5, right? So 5 divided by x square. So finally this can be written as 5 divided by x square, and here it is 25 by x square, here it is 5 by x square, because both the denominator is same, so we can add both the numbers. When you add both the numbers, it becomes 30 divided by x square minus 12 divided by x is equal to 0. So I think here it is x square and here it is x, so let me take the LCM as x square. When you take LCM as x square, this becomes 30. So this should be written as minus 12x is equal to 0. So finally x square into 0 becomes 0. So 30 is equals to 12x. So x is equal to 30 divided by 12. So if you cancel this on 6 table, that becomes 5 divided by 2. So finally the value of x is 6 5s are 30, 6 2s are 12. So 5 divided by 2. So we got the factor for this question, that is 5 by 2. So some students here itself they used to take LCM. If you wish you can do it, or otherwise let me simplify this higher terms into a smaller term, then if you take LCM it will becomes easy. So finally we got the answer for this equation is 5 by 2. Type number 14 equation. So 17x is equal to 13 square plus root of 196 plus 5 square plus 4x. I think first of all let me simplify this equation into a proper equation, right? Because this becomes 17x and the 13 square will be 169 and root of 196 will be 14 plus 5 square will be 25 plus 4x. So finally here it is 17x and here it is 4x. So when you bring this 4x towards left hand side it becomes minus 4x. So 17x minus 4x will be 13x. That's equals to, so 169 plus 14 plus 25. I think resultant will be 39 plus will be 208. So finally we got 208. So x is equal to, here it is 3, here it is 8, so it will be 16. So finally we got the value, x is equal to 16. And so friends, it's one of the easiest equation, but try to simplify the equations correctly, then after that solving the equation will be so simple. Type number 15 equation. So x power 4 minus 227 is equals to 398. So this can be written as x power 4 is equal to 398 plus 227. So finally x power 4 becomes, so this will be 15, 625. So finally we can say that the value of x power 4 will be 625. So x is equal to 4th root of 625. Friends, most important step. What most of the students used to do is they used to write x is equal to 5. Is this correct? No, it is wrong. Listen here. If it is square root, if we are putting root for any number, square root or 4th root or 6th root, all the even numbers root, the resultant answer should be plus or minus, which is most important. So finally the answer for this question will be x is equal to plus or minus 5. So x1 is equal to plus 5 and x2 is equal to minus 5. So friends, got it? All the even number squares, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 4th root, 6th root, 8th root. So whatever the number be, but the resultant answer should be plus or minus. For all the odd number root, the resultant will be only an integer, right? We don't consider plus or minus. You should write only the integer alone. So friends, most important, question is so simple, but the students will make a mistake here. So square root, 4th root, 6th root, 8th root, every root the answer should be in the terms of plus or minus. Number 16 equation. So y cube minus 14 7 by 2 divided by root of y is equal to 0. So here the denominator is 1, right? Here the denominator is root y. So let me do one thing, take LCM as root y. So this becomes y cube into a root y, so minus of 14 power 7 by 2 is equal to 0. So friends, I am just taking root of y as an LCM. So this becomes y cube root y minus of 14 power 7 by 2 divided by root y is equal to 0. So when you bring this root y towards right hand side, root y into 0, finally it becomes, the denominator becomes 0. So we can write this as equals to 0. And this can be written as y cube, so root of y can be written as 1 by 2 is equals to 14 power 7 by 2, and here it is 3, here it is 1 by 2, a power m, a power n, you need to add the powers. So y is equal to 3 plus 1 by 2 is equals to 14 power 7 by 2. So y is equal to 3 into 2 will be 6, 6 plus 1 will be 7. So y power 7 by 2 is equal to 14 power 7 by 2. So we can cancel 7 by 2, 7 by 2. So finally we got the value of y is equal to 14. So we got the factor for type number 16 equation, that is y is equals to 14. Type number 17 equation. So 6x square plus 17 and the minus of 3x square plus 20 is equal to 0. So first of all, let me do one thing, we can multiply this minus to both the terms, right? So this becomes 6x square plus 17 minus of 3x square will be minus 3x square. So minus into plus will be minus, minus into 20 will be 20 is equal to 0. So 6x square, 3x square becomes 3x square, and 17, 20, this becomes minus 3 is equal to 0. So 3x square is equal to 3 and x square is equal to 3 by 3, resultant will be 1. So finally x is equal to, listen here friends, a root of 1. So the answer will be plus or minus 1. So finally we got x1 is equal to plus 1 and x2 is equal to minus 1. So we got an answer for this type number 17 equation. So x is equal to plus 1 and x2 is equal to minus 1. So most important, don't keep the value as some students again and again saying, I think type number 15 I have told this concept, right? So square root, fourth root, sixth root, eighth root, all the resultant value should be in terms of plus or minus. Number 18 equation. So 4x plus 5y is equal to 37. X plus z is equal to 8, 7x plus 3y is equal to 36. So friends, here there are two elements, one is x and the second is y, and also there is another element called z, right? So we need to find what is the value of x, y and z. I think the easiest way is here x plus z, right? And here it is x plus y and here it is x plus y. So let me solve this. First of all, consider this equation number 1, 2 and 3. We can solve equation number 1 and equation number 2 by using this equation 1 and 3. By using this equation 1 and 3, we can find what is the value of x. After finding the value of x, when you substitute here, the resultant will be z. So easily we can find what is the value of x and also what is the value of z. So after finding both the values, if you substitute in any equation, then finding the value of y becomes so simple. So you can use a different logic, but try to find the values faster. That is important, right? So friends, here it is 4x, here it is 7x, 5y, 3y. So let me do one thing. I am just going to multiply equation number 1 into 3 and equation number 3 into 5 so that we can cancel both the y terms. So when you multiply this by 3, this becomes 12x, this becomes 15y, 5 into 3 will be 15y. So 37 into 3, 30 into 3 will be 90, 7 into 3 21, I think it will be 111, right? So third equation into 5, so 7 into 5 will be 35x and 5 into 3 will be 15y and 36 into 5. So 30 into 5 will be 150, 6 into 5 will be 30, resultant will be 180. So be faster friends, right? So here it is 15y and here it is plus 15y. So we can change the sign as minus so that we can cancel plus 15 and minus 15. And here it is 12x, 35x. This becomes, I think, minus 23x is equals to, and here it is minus 69, I think so. So finally x is equal to, we can cancel minus and minus, 69 divided by 23, resultant will be 3. So finally we got the value of x is equal to 3. If we find one value, well, then remaining will be so simple, because if you find x is equal to 3, substitute here in equation number 2. So 3 plus z is equal to 8. So z is equal to 8 minus 3. So finally z is equal to 5. So we got an answer, that is z is equal to 5. And by using this value, we got x is equal to 3. And it is easy to find what is the value of y. Why? Because if you substitute the value of x here, then we can find what is the value of y. So x value is 3. So 4 into 3 will be 12. So 12 plus 5y is equal to 37. So 5y is equals to 37 minus 12. So 5y is equals to 25. So y is equals to 5. So friends, finally we got the answer, that is x is equal to 3, y equal to 5 and z is equal to 5. So if you need to compare and say the answer, the easiest way is x value is 3, y value is 5, z value is 5. Both the values are equal and it is greater than. So finally we can say that x less than y and y and z are equal. Type number 19 equation. So x square minus 6 root 3x minus 48 is equal to 0. So once, I think in my YouTube channel we have already posted many different type of equation similar to this pattern. So friends, listen here, this equation looks like a quadratic equation. So x square, x and a constant, and before x square there is no constant, right? So now we can write this 48. There is a shortcut to find the factors, right? So here it is root 3. So write root 3 here. So root 3 into root 3 will be 3. So the number that we are going to multiply with 3, the resultant should be 48. So we can easily say 16 into 3 will be 48. Now we need to split this 16 in order to get the 6. So I think 8 into 2 will be 16. We need to get minus 6. So this can be written as minus 8 and plus 2. So minus 8 root 3 plus 2 root 3. But while writing, you need to change the sign. So x1 is equal to 8 root 3 and x2 is equal to minus 2 root 3. So friends, if you are learning this concept newly, kindly go to my YouTube channel. We have already posted 8 to 9 questions based on this pattern. So watch that video. Type number 20 equation. So 5x square plus 4 root 10x plus 8 is equal to 0. So there is a small change between type number 19 and type number 20, because type number 19 before x square there is no constant, but in type number 20 before x square there is some constant. So initially you need to multiply this 5 into 8, resultant will be 40. So here it is 4 root 10. First of all, we know the shortcut, right? So you should write this as root 10 and root 10 here, because 10 into root 10 into root 10 will be 10. So the number that we are going to multiply with 10, the resultant should be 40. So we can easily say 4 into 10 will be 40. Now we need to split this 4 in order to get a 4, right? So I think this can be written as 2, because 2 into 2 will be 4. When you add both the numbers, the resultant will be 4. So finally this can be written as 2 root 10 and 2 root 10. So friends, got it? When you multiply both the numbers, 2 into 2 will be 4. Root 10 into root 10 will be 10. So 10 into 4 will be 40. When you add both the numbers, it becomes 4 root 10. So finally we got the factors. But listen here, before x square we have a constant 5. So divide this by 5 and divide this by 5. So finally the factors of x1. Here it is plus 2 root 10 by 5. But while writing minus 2 root 10 divided by 5. Similarly x2 is equal to minus 2 root 10 divided by 5. So consider this as 3.1 or something and try to solve this and find the factors. So finally we got the two factors for this type number 20. Type number 21. So 2x square minus 4 plus root 13 of x plus 2 root 13 is equal to 0. So this equation looks like a quadratic equation because x square, x and a constant. So first of all, let me do one thing. Let me simplify this step, right? So this can be written as 2x square. So minus 4. So minus 4x minus root 13 into x becomes minus root 13x plus 2 root 13 is equal to 0. I think in the first two term, let me take 2x as common. If I take 2x as common, this becomes x minus 2, right? Because 2x into x will be 2x square. 2x minus of 2 will be 4x. And in the second two term, let me take root 13 as common. So when we take minus root 13 as common, this becomes minus 2, so is equal to 0. So friends, got it? Listen here, from the first two term I am taking 2x as common, so this becomes x minus 2, and the last two term I am taking minus root 13 as common, so it becomes x minus 2, right? So now I think here it is x minus 2, so x minus 2 first term, and the second term will be 2x minus root 13 is equal to 0. So finally we got the factors x is equal to 2, one value, then x is equal to root of 13 divided by 2. So we got the factors for type number 21st equation. Type number 22. So root of x plus 6 is equal to root of 121 minus root of 36. And it is one of the easy question, but my friends, most of my friends, by seeing this question, what they used to do is directly they will cancel all the root values. No, that is not the right method. Listen here, if this minus, assume that there is no root of minus 36 here, then you can easily cancel, take square root on both sides. But here root of 121 minus of some number. So here first of all you need to write this as x plus 6 is equals to root of 121 will be 11, 36 will be 6. So this can be written as x plus 6 is equal to 5. Now take square on both sides. If you take square on both sides, it becomes x plus 6 is equal to 25 and x is equal to 25 minus 6, so x is equal to 19. So finally we got the factor x is equal to 19. So don't do this mistake. By seeing this equation, don't try to cancel this root. That is a wrong method, right? So if you find only root of 121 here, then you can cancel and by taking square on both sides. But here there are two terms, that is one is in terms of minus root 36. So you should not take square on both sides. Initially simplify both the values, then after simplifying it, then take square root on both sides. Type number 23. So 0.4x minus 1.5y is equals to 6.5. And similarly they have given a second expression. So once by seeing this equation, we can definitely say that it's a simultaneous equation, because by using both the equations simultaneously, we need to find what is the value of x and also what is the value of y. And some students, by seeing this in a decimal point, they won't solve this question because they think that it is so difficult, so I won't touch this equation. Friends, it is so simple. Just multiply by 10. If you multiply the complete equation by 10, it becomes 4x minus 15y is equals to 65. Similarly, if you multiply this equation number 2 by 10, so this becomes 3x plus 2y is equals to 9. So assume this is equation number 1, assume this is equation number 2. Now solving an equation becomes so simple, right? So don't keep the value as it is if it is in decimal. So first of all, remove all the decimal values, then you can solve this question easily. Here you can find what is the value of x and y, right? Because you can multiply equation number 1 by 3, it becomes 12x. and equation number 2 by 4, it becomes 12x. So we can cancel x and x and you can find the value of y. So this is so simple. But the thing is, if you find any decimal value like this, first of all, remove all the decimal point so that you can find this simultaneous equation values easily. Type number 24. Y plus 3 divided by y plus 2 is equals to 3y minus 7 divided by 2y minus 3. So friends, I think no other way. First of all, we need to simplify this equation, right? By cross multiplying both the terms, we need to simplify this. So this becomes y plus 3 into 2y minus 3 is equals to 3y minus 7 into y plus 2. So no other way, we need to multiply all the values, then we need to convert this equation into a proper quadratic equation, then we need to find the factors. So if you have time in the prelims exam, try to solve it, or otherwise leave the question, but at the last you can solve it, right? Because we know definitely we will get the answer for this equation, but no doubt it will take 1 minute to solve it. So friends, here first of all let we keep y as constant and multiply with both the numbers, right? So this becomes 2y square, so y into this becomes minus 3y, right? And next is by keeping 3 as constant, multiply with both the numbers. So 3 into 2 will be 6y, so 3 into 3 will be minus 9 is equals to, and similarly by keeping 3y constant, we need to multiply with both the numbers. So this becomes 3y square plus 6y, so minus 7y minus 14. Now I think so here it is 3y 6y, so this becomes 2y square plus 3y, so minus 9 is equals to 3y square. So here it is 6y minus 7y becomes minus y, so minus 14. So I think let we bring all this left hand side terms towards right hand side, so that 3y square minus y minus 14 minus 2y square minus 3y plus 9 is equals to 0. So here it is 3y square and here it is 2y square, it becomes y square, right? And here it is minus y minus 3y, so it becomes minus 4y. And here it is minus 14 and here it is plus 9, so resultant will be minus 5, right? So is equal to 0. So friends, finally we converted the given equation in terms of proper quadratic equation. Now we need to find the factors, right? Because here it is minus 5, so 5 into 1 and our target to get minus 4, so minus 5 plus 1. Because when you multiply both the numbers, the resultant will be minus 5. When you add both the numbers, the resultant will be minus 4. So while writing, you need to change the sign. Here it is minus 5, but while writing plus 5, and similarly here it is plus 1, but while writing it should be minus 1. So finally we got the factors, that is y is equal to plus 5 and second factor y is equal to minus 1. Type number 25 equation. So 1 divided by x plus 1 divided by 15 minus x is equal to 3 divided by 10. I think this equation does not look like a quadratic equation. So first of all we need to simplify this, no other way. So here the denominator is x and here the denominator is 15 minus x. So let me do one thing, keep this as x into 15 minus x. So this becomes 15 minus x and this becomes x is equals to 3 divided by 10. So we can cancel x and x, finally the numerator will be 15 and the denominator will be, this can be written as 15x minus x square is equals to 3 divided by 10. So when you cross this, 15 into 10 becomes 150 is equals to 3 into 15x minus x square. So 150 is equal to 3 into 15 will be 45, so 45x minus 3x square. So finally let me bring this right hand side term towards left hand side. So it becomes 3x square and here it is minus 45x, then here it is 150 is equals to 0. So friends, finally we have converted this equation into a proper quadratic equation. After converting this, then finding a value of x, that is factor, will be so simple, because before x square we have a constant 3. So first of all we need to multiply this 3 into 150. So 3 into 150, and after that we need to find what is the factor. So if you want, we can just with this as this 150 can be written as 15 into 10, because 15 into 10 will be 150. Our target to bring minus 45. So 3 into 10 will be 30 and here it is 15. So minus 30 minus 15, that's it. So easy. When you multiply both the numbers, the resultant will be 450, right? So when you add both the numbers, the resultant will be minus 45. Before x square we have a constant 3. So divide by 3 and divide by 3. So this becomes 5 and this becomes 10, but while writing change the sign. So finally we got the factor x1 is equals to plus 10 and x2 is equal to 5. So we got the factor x1 is equal to 10 and x2 is equal to 5. Type number 26. I think this type is similar to type number 2, because in type number 2, here some values in terms of root of 15 we have converted into root 5 and root 3. That is, we have done in type number 2 equation. But this type number 26 is something different, because x square 2x minus root 5x plus 2 root 5 equal to 0. So friends, totally there are 4 terms. If there are 4 terms, first of all concentrate on the first 2 term. First 2 term we can take x as constant, that is common. When you take x as common, this becomes x minus 2. And in the last 2 term, here it is root 5 and root 5. So let me take a root 5 as common. So this becomes x minus 2 is equal to 0. So finally we got x minus 2 and x minus root 5. So x is equal to 2 and x is equal to root 5. So finally we got the factor, that is x is equal to 2 and x is equal to root 5. So friends, listen carefully, 26th type and type number 2 is most important. Type number 27. So friends, it is one of the most important question. I think we have asked this question on one practice set, on prelims practice set in my online test, and also daily test number 10, right? So we have repeatedly asked this question by changing a number, 3 I think. In 3 tests you can find the same equation type question, because these are the questions are most important nowadays. Listen here friends, 32y minus 76 root y plus 45 is equal to 0. First of all, we need to convert this equation into a proper quadratic equation. You can directly solve this and you can find the factors. Only for some cases you will get the answer. But if you follow the conventional method, then solving all the questions will be so simple. Listen here friends. First of all, this can be written as 32 root of y the whole square. Root of y the whole square will be y, right? So 32y can be written as 32 root of y the whole square, and minus 76 root y plus 45 is equals to 0. So friends, finally we have converted this equation into a proper quadratic equation. Y square, y and a constant. So we have converted the given equation in terms of a quadratic equation. Now similarly, before y square we have a constant 32. So multiply this, 45 into 32. I think this can be written as 8 4s are 32. And 45 will be 9 5s are 45. So our target to get 76. I think 8 5s are 40. Listen here friends, 8 into 5 will be 40, 9 4s are 36. So when you add both the numbers, the resultant will be 76. But we need to get minus 76. So minus 40 minus 36. And minus 40 divided by 32. And here it is minus 36 divided by 32. I think we can cancel this on 4 table. So when you cancel this on 8 table, 5 times this becomes 4 times, 8 4s are 32. And I think we can cancel this on 4 table, or okay, 4 table. When you cancel this on 4 table, 9 4s are 36 and 8 4s are 32. So friends, listen carefully. In all the previous question, the quadratic equation looks like x square, x and a constant. So we used to say the factor is 5 by 4 and 9 by 8, right? Usually this will be the factor. And here the value of y is inside the root, because a root of y, root of y. So we need to take this as a root of y1 is equal to 5 by 4 and root of y2 is equals to 9 by 8. So finally y1 is equal to, friends, root of y1 is equal to 5 by 4. So y1 is equal to 25 divided by 16. Similarly y2. So root of y2 equal to 9 by 8. So y2 is equal to 81 divided by 64. So finally the factors are 25 divided by 16, 81 divided by 64. So friends, in many of my videos in my YouTube channel, I have solved these types of questions. I think 5 or 6 questions I have solved this based on the same pattern. So on that video I have teach you slowly how to find the factors. So most important and expected question. The last 28th type of equation. I think this equation is asked only one time in the bank exam, that too in Bank of Baroda 2018, I think so. Because Bank of Baroda, yeah, exactly, Bank of Baroda 2016, they have asked 3 questions only based on this pattern. Equation starts at x cube. I think we have made a separate video on this type of equation. It is x cube equation model. Because this equation can be solved by 2 methods. One is by a long division method, and or otherwise by a synthetic division method. There are two methods to solve. One is synthetic division method, which we have learned in the schooling itself, 6th standard or 7th standard, and the long division method we have learned in 10th standard or 12th standard. But what I feel is synthetic division method will be the easiest method for solving these types of question, because by using a shortcut we can easily crack this question by using synthetic division. But when you go for long division, it is little bit tricky, right? So friends, first of all, what you need to do is you need to draw a line like this and write the coefficient of x. So x cube coefficient is 1, right? So write 1 here. X square coefficient is minus 18 and x coefficient is 99 and final constant will be minus 162. And the shortcut is, here the denominator is x minus 3. So x minus 3, denominator equal to 0. So x is equal to 3. So friends, got it? First of all, you need to write all the coefficient of x. So x cube, x square coefficient, x coefficient and a constant. And this value should be denoted by only using a denominator value. Because here denominator is x minus 3. So x minus 3 equal to 0, then x is equal to 3. So friends, first of all, you need to put 0 here. So 1 plus 0 will be 1. 1 into 3 will be 3. So 18 minus 3 will be minus 15. Minus 15 into 3 will be 45. So friends, got it? If not, kindly go to my YouTube channel, search equation that is based on x cube. We have solved 6 or 7 questions. So after watching that video, you will be strong on the equation that is based on x cube. So here it is 44, right? So sorry, 54. So this becomes minus 45 and this becomes 54. So 54 into 3 will be 162. So finally the last term becomes 0. And now we have converted this equation, x cube equation, in terms of a quadratic equation. So 1 can be written as x square. Here it is minus 15x plus 54 equal to 0. So friends, got it? So finally we have converted the equation into a quadratic equation. Now finding the factors will be so simple, because we know how to find the factors for 54 and our target to bring minus 15. So only thing is 9 6 are 54. So 9 and 6 will be 54. So minus 9 and minus 6. When you multiply both the numbers, the resultant will be 54. When you add both the numbers, resultant will be 15. So finally the factors are x1. Here it is minus 9 while writing plus 9. And here it is minus 6 while writing plus 6. So finally we got the factor for this question, that is x1 is equal to 9 and x2 is equal to 6. So friends, first time if you are seeing this equation, that is type number 28, kindly go to my YouTube channel and search x cube equation, that is Bank of Baroda 2016. We have solved it already. So friends, I think all the 28 type of equation will be so useful for you. I think this video is most helpful for the students who are writing the test on October 7th or October 8th, that is IBPS PO Prelims exam. So my only advice is, out of 5 equation, I think most of the equation will be a quadratic equation and one will be a simultaneous equation. These are the expecting, we are expecting, right? I don't know 100% they will ask equation or not, but expecting is like a quadratic equation, simultaneous equation, etc. But if they ask a different type, any different type of equation, definitely it will comes under this 28 type. So learn all the 28 types of equation so that you can easily crack and get 5 out of 5 in the prelims exam. So thank you so much for watching this video. I know that you really like it, so share this video to your friends so that your friends who are preparing for IBPS PO, they can also learn this concept. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.